David's hotkey setup, great question. It's kind of modified standard. I don't think that I would actually recommend doing that. I've tried the core. I don't particularly like the core. I'm your biggest fan. You know, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. I respect what Jack Attack tried to do with the core, but I disagree with it on a fundamental principle. I should make that. I'm gonna make a note right now, Whiskery Ant. I'm making a note. I'm making a note to make a hotkey command because people do ask this fairly often. Maybe I'll even make a video. Hotkeys command. Cool. I have a note now. I'll do that. The reason I disagree with the core in a fundamental principle is it's based on use of a lot of modifier keys, which is kind of like making a chord on the guitar, right? You're using multiple fingers to do a single thing, right? And for me, that feels like it would add additional RSI. The fundamental principle of the core is the premise that using multiple fingers in a chording type of a movement causes less strain on your hand than moving your hands or reaching to a certain key. Does that make sense? So if my hand's down here and I have to reach up to do this action, that is more straining than if I have to press, Control Shift 4 or something along those lines, right? And so for me, when I do this, we're looking down here at my hand cam right now. When I do this, my hand is contorted all weird, my fingers are bent, right? So I don't love that. So my solution to it, you can kind of see here, the key here has a couple of caps pulled off of it. And so the notion is I can easily find the edges here. And so I don't reach, I literally just move my hand over. Does that make sense? Yeah, time to relearn the muscle memory is huge. Agree, Guitar Chase. Yeah, so that's the deal with the keycaps being missing. The other thing that I do is I found it was introducing a lot of strain to hold control, right? And hit these buttons to set up my camera hotkeys at the beginning of the game. So I literally moved the sons of bitches over to these 7 keys here, right? So this is like, I think the J key and the M key are pulled off. And so the 7 keys to the right of those, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Control Space is easy for me to hit for the 8th one. So I can easily set up my hotkeys there, and I don't miss these keys because there's literally a hole in the keyboard. And then for like normal usage, I just have a second keyboard. So that's that solve. Yeah, so that's kind of the hotkey story. I forget how we got on that subject. But otherwise it's modified standard. I've changed a lot of things, like A for adept kind of made more sense to me than reaching all the way over to hit H or whatever. How's the desk set up? Great question. I don't ever reach over the one keyboard to the other keyboard. I literally just flip them. So the cords are long enough that when it's time for me to work, because I work from home, I'm a software guy, I just literally do this. And the only problem that I have with that is that the first game of StarCraft that I play, I occasionally go onto this nice sunset gradient keyboard, and I reach over here to set up my cameras, and I go, oh shit, I'm gonna lose this game right now. So that's the only workflow problem that I've had. That is the only workflow problem. Yeah, but that's kind of how that worked out. Yeah, I've kind of like ad hoc modified some hotkeys, so like it's easy for me to reach 1 through, I guess this is 6. So that gives me 6 hotkeys there, and then I have Control Q as my defense squad, like in that PvT when I was in this corner of my base with the Stalkers. That was my Control Q hotkey. And then in a PvZ, I always have this unit on Control X. And Control X is cut, right? That's the Windows shortcut for cut, which I use as a dev a lot, just in my professional life. So intuitively, it made a lot of sense for me to use that to remove a unit. So that's my steal hotkey. So in PvP and PvT, I use it as a dump. So if I want to like box like 5 zealots and spread them on the map, I'll cut them with X and then just spread them really quick. And in PvZ, I hotkey this unit in case the game goes long and I need to rally Immortals. I can quickly tap X to jump here, move her out of the Immortals' way, move her back and hold position her. That's just kind of how that works. I think those are the only other ones, so I guess I've got like a total of 8 hotkeys. I'm not using the full 10. And I rarely use 6 for anything anyway, just I kind of use 3 army hotkeys and then 2 for macro. Yeah, that's about that. I guess enough on kind of how that went for the Zerg. TLDR, they didn't scout and they kind of... Oh, I also use Tilde. Yeah. Tilde's a really good shout. So I use Tilde for my Prism, and that feels really fluid for me because I can go tap Tilde to get to my Prism, and then W is right here. So it's like tap with the middle finger, W, and then I can select whatever my unit is and spam in a quick round. Yeah. You can highlight this segment for your hotkeys. Dude, Whiskerant, what a god. Very smart. Very smart. Thank you. I made myself a stream marker. I really like the Control X. Awesome, Dislocate. So I'm glad somebody got something out of that. That feels good. Cannibal Sheep likes the core. Yeah, I mean, I don't begrudge anybody who loves the core. Like, I mean, Neuro uses it. There's all these like super good players who like the core. It could be a hand size issue. I actually did a survey in my Discord, which, by the way, if you're looking for a group of StarCraft people to hang out and talk with, I know there's a million of them out there, but I've been really enjoying the Discord, so the link is down there if you care about it. I don't have a command. I'm a scrub. Let me tab out and say that too. Discord command, and then I gotta tab back in. The most important hotkey is F2. Yeah, turns out as TOS, you only need F2 and A and the left click. Those are the only ones you need.